Okay, guys, we're going to go to Ask Scruff for Louise. It's an interesting question, but it's not a straightforward answer. So, been chipping away at the modules and taking one trade a day. Very good. Are there any books you can recommend that help me understand how the markets actually work? Rough Guide to Trading is as good as any. Steve Ruffley's book. He's also got a second book which helps you with mindset as well. That's worth having a look at as well. So both of Steve Ruffley's book. And you often take a trade on my principles, but you struggle to understand the overall market. It becomes easier with time. Yes, it does, because you start seeing patterns over and over. But not trying to rush. Sometimes I see the market and literally no idea why or how. And you don't want to just follow indicators. Well, we don't follow indicators. So what we're essentially doing through We're the Scruff is the indicators that you use will show you a snapshot of the market. In other words, what it's doing right now. Now, it's based on who is in control, what the general direction is, what momentum is, and what the strength are. Now, individually on singular time frames, they don't tell you a great deal, but collectively across multiple data samples as we look at, it gives you an average. Now that average is what you're working to. Now the next part of why a market will move suddenly comes down to the economic calendar. Now the economic calendar can turn a market, but it can't necessarily, or I should say it can spike the market, but not necessarily turn it. So if you've got an average viewpoint that the general trend is up and it's coming into a key high time frame level, but certain elements in the indicators are telling you it's exhausted, there's a high probability the level will hold and the price will return. Now, as it comes back on itself, until it tells you otherwise, it's a retracement. So what we're doing is we're building up a picture. Is it in retracement mode? Is it in trend mode? Has it got momentum? Has it got strength? All of these things. Are we in a time when there's a news event coming, or are we in a time when it's just the market doing what the market does? This is how you start to build up a picture. Now, because we are day traders, we're dealing in very small time frames, which really in the grand scheme of things, doesn't matter how good an economist you are, it won't make any difference, because even a news announce will not change the dynamic flow of a monthly chart because there's too much information in the monthly chart. Because whenever a news announce is put out, it only affects the time around it and then it'll revert back to trend unless something really crucial happens and it turns the market. But how do you know when it's going to turn the market? Well, you actually go back to your indicators, and if your monthly stretch to hell, the weekly and the daily, there's a high probability it's an exhaustion point. And if they come back into retracement, well, a retracement on a monthly is a huge trend on an hourly. So what you're doing is you're reading time frames as opposed to the economic data, because my theory is quite simple on the news. If you're not in the room, you've got no idea what the decision is. It's that simple. So therefore you trade what you can, and that is what you see, and that's the chart. But I'll go through on the Monday Night Live. I've done it a few times. I think it's a good time to revisit it. I'll do We're the Scruff start to finish on Monday night. So it's the window of the world, the asset basket, how the strengths come from a strength meter to select the asset, drill the asset down to a tradable position, and then understand why that trade is there in the first place. I can do that for you. No problem at all. So we'll see you on Monday night.